Guys, welcome back to Game Changers. Today we're going to refocus on the signs and symptoms of mental health. Me and Sean, we're going to be discussing all the things that's around signs and symptoms, to be precise, because we feel these are the things that get missed in the first place. And when we miss these things, they carry on to develop into bigger issues.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we hammer on it. And please click the like button and also subscribe for the channel and invite friends and family to listen to it, because it's beneficial to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Max said, we're just going to touch on the things that most people miss in the beginning and try and address those things. And this applies to every man. You know, it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. No one is exempt from this, so we want to touch on these things and make sure
they are well addressed.
Mental health itself. I know we've touched so many times on what mental health is.
Yeah, we'd like to identify signs and symptoms, which is important, but we are not going to be addressing on the point of the medical side of it.
Yeah,
using the DMS, whatever diagnostics and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about the general life in general. Sort of thing.
Life in general, yeah, indeed.
Like what everyday person can identify quickly that something is not right.
We're generalizing on these symptoms that that they can creep up on anybody.
Yeah.
And we're talking about things like when you start feeling like you don't want to do things that you like doing. Your everyday routine, it starts to change. You don't have that energy, you don't have that motivation to do it. Those are the kind of things we start to talk about.
Definitely. Some people feel very lethargic. They don't want to get out of bed doing general things that they do all the time. And they might not want to communicate with the people that they communicate with every day, or they might lack motivation to even to go to work. Or even appetite is gone, something like that, or looking after themselves is no longer something that they regard as important. And also, in general, we're just looking at those things and how you can get help, access help, and share with other men if you're going through these things to make sure that you get the right support.
Absolutely.
Within good time.
And the good thing is most of mental health issues, depression and moods, anxiety, these things can get better in time by just socializing, talking natural things that you can do every day, things that you can do can make
a huge difference.
A massive difference. Now, we're not advocating that you don't seek any medical professional help, but we can start with the simple things and move on to other
extreme things that are more like medical addressed by the professionals.
So we can no longer sit back and not talk about mental health, because we know for sure that it's really affecting us as men. A lot of suicides going on, mental health, people being sectioned. So we can no longer sit back and go, no, we're men, we are conditioned not to speak out. We have to speak out now. It's about time.
On every level, we are looking at community, things that can push men not to address their mental health problems, and also things that are underlying in the background, and also might end up exacerbating issues, factors that end up leading to mental health. Like men are likely to do things that might be not viewed
by society
as good, and sometimes things that will put them against the law, like committing crimes or end up committing crimes. And then when that happens, it's a slippery slope, because once a man commits a crime, then they're stressed out about it, and they don't know how to address it properly, and they don't share with other men, and then it gets even worse. And then when things go in the wrong way, like not managed properly,
it becomes worse.
Worse. In terms of African men who have come from abroad and then they cannot access work, they cannot access education, then that even drives them to the world.
Absolutely,
So definitely
makes a massive difference. Now, you know, there's something that tends to happen with us men where we look at other men and assume that everything is
fine.
going well for them, and if I speak to them, then they're going to judge me on you know why my life is. But that's a misconception, because every guy or every person has their own issues that they deal with.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily mental health.
We want to make it clear that guys, don't be fooled or don't be deceived. Every person, not general men, every human being on the planet Earth, they are going through something.
Yes.
They are struggling with something. That is the way I can put it. They've got something that they are dealing with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it doesn't choose. Life doesn't choose. Everyone has got an issue. So don't look at someone and think everything's fine with them.
Yeah. So what makes it worse for us men is we tend to show that everything quietly.
Yeah.
And there's a statement that I came across that says, when we need to speak the most, when we need to speak to somebody the most is when we isolate ourselves.
Yeah, and withdraw.
We withdraw from everybody else. That's the right word. We withdraw, and that is one of the worst things that you can do. And we tend to do that as men. And I think I am guilty of that. Most people are guilty of.
Yeah, definitely.
But isolating themselves.
On the assumption that everything's fine.
It's fine. Yes.
And you don't want people to judge you.
Yeah.
And think you are a weak person. You can't deal with problems. You can't manage yourself. You can't manage your finances. You can't manage your family. Forget that, guys. At the moment, we just want to be honest, have an honest discussion.
Yeah.
I know as men we are not used to this.
Yeah.
That's why we're called game changers. We want to change
The way we
perception
think.
and change everything that we think is causing an issue at the moment.
Yeah.
We want to change that perception.
We have to address it.
We have to.
There's
no another way. We just have to change even the way the professionals are giving us information, the way the professionals are also supporting us. Because if we don't change that, nothing changes, and we're in a merry-go-round and in a vicious circle, and nothing changes. We want to really produce a huge difference. That's what we want.
So, by addressing this, it's a start. It's a starting point, and we can't get to a point where we still think that addressing these issues affect our masculinity in a certain way.
No.
That is absolutely wrong. It's got nothing to do with being masculine or being weak or being beta. You know, if you can be vulnerable in a way that you can talk to other men and help yourself and help other people to have a strong mental health, that's masculine. That's strong.
That's what we want.
You know, but we see men that tend to end up taking the worst decisions, like substance abuse and suicide, domestic abuse, all those things.
Violence.
Now that is not masculine. That's not masculine. There's nothing masculine about that.
It defeats the whole purpose of being a man and being someone who is supposed to lead.
Yes.
Because men are supposed to lead the community in a good way. By the way, So if we want to lead, we must demonstrate responsibility, direction, and accountability, and also show motivation that we want things to change for the better. So this is where we stand. So we're saying, don't be afraid to be like someone is judging me, people will judge me, will stigmatize me. No, we are here to help on that kind of area, isn't it? So that we can fight stigma, we can fight people being judgmental, we can fight. It can all come together if we kind of work together and support each other and speak about it.
So engage, guys. The way we're going to move forward is by engaging. We are not professionals by any standard, but we figure that it's important that normal everyday man come to another man and sit down and speak, on a level that we can all understand each other. So by engaging and putting comments and by sharing this video, we can talk more. We can open up things that we never even thought we'd talk about. And it's important. It's very important that we do this.
And one other issue is the way men treat each other. We need to be kind to each other.
Very much so.
If someone comes to another man and says, "My friend, I have a problem, try to listen. That's the best way you can do it. Try to listen, what is the problem? Address it, not address it in a way, but if you're listening and
sometimes listening is
being
enough.
non-judgmental and not stigmatize the next man, then it makes a huge difference. The other person feels supported. And then that's first step to make sure you're helping them manage the situation.
Absolutely.
Because if they feel they've been listened to, then they're gonna say a bit more about what's happening. And then by that, then more ideas gonna come of how to cope, help them to cope with the situation, and also a way to get help. Because you cannot supply all this information if someone feels they are being judged or the stigma. Then they fall back and withdraw, and then accessing help becomes difficult. We have to also put a good address on why, as black men, we are not focusing on our discussion on only black men. Okay, every human being carries a brain, and every human being at some point they'll face challenges in dealing with the stressful situations, depressive situations, or things that are challenging in life in general. So mental health does not discriminate. It's a universal language.
We're not just we're focusing on every man. Every man. No man is going to be left behind. Pretty much. No man is going to be left behind. And this starts from a very young age, because we have boys as young as 16,
young is 9.
It's 9,
because picking up certain habits, it's because someone is dealing with certain issues. You find young boys like 9, 10, they're picking up habits like smoking, trying to drink, trying to do drugs, trying to be involved in cannabis and stuff like that. It shows that something is already gone wrong.
And if you remember in Yorkshire, there was a boy, a 9-year-old boy who was found, who had taken his own life, a 9-year-old, because of bullying. Now, that also ties into mental health. And now look at that age. At that age, he hasn't even got as much responsibilities as a 25-year-old man or a 30.
Still developing.
So I mean, and one thing that I want to mention is sometimes our professions as men do tend to play a part in speaking out and seeking help. So you find people that are in leadership, churches, in really high places, they would not speak to anybody, and you clearly know they're suffering.
I like the point that you've raised, that as people from African continent, we like to go to church. We like to pray, and we seek help mostly from the church. Unfortunately, we don't want to dismiss the church. Of course, you can get some help from the church, but in terms of mental health, then the approach to it becomes different. Because it becomes more spiritual. Someone is demonic. This is a demon. This is something else.
That's a really great point.
Which strays away from getting
the help that you need.
Not the appropriate help. That might be something someone needs, rather than spiritual help.
So I mean, church can play a part in terms of helping you recover socially. If
you've got people around you, and if people looking people who can be engaging all the time with you and encouraging you, giving you positive messages, and maybe if you into forgiveness, forgiving, things like that, you kind of have a starting point to make sure that you move on, but it's not maybe the biggest part of how we solve mental health issues.
Absolutely, So how then do we start to make a move to, now we recognize that you have a problem that you have, that you're going through. You're not eating right. You're not sleeping right. You're not enjoying the things that you normally enjoy. You're not taking care of yourself, like you mentioned, that your outlook is nothing that bothers you anymore. So now we want to talk about how we move forward, moving out of that place. Because you're in a place. We need to move out from that place.
To address it in a more kind of we want to address it in a way that is
realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Very realistic. Like, if you're depressed, you're not just gonna jump out of it and you're all happy and everything's moving well. Nothing like that is going to happen.
Or if you're drinking, you're not gonna stop
in one go.
Yeah.
Or if you stop in one go, you're gonna have withdrawal problems.
Yeah.
They might be even more dangerous for you when you withdraw. It might kill you if you withdraw suddenly. So if you smoke as well, if you suddenly stop, it's dangerous.
That's not gonna happen overnight.
We're thinking it's gonna be step by step, trying to address the situation and make sure that we're addressing it properly. Yeah. If you're drinking, maybe first good starting point is cut down on how much you drink, and find something to fix in the time, within something to take you away from that time you're spending drinking more.
So that lessens the triggers as well. That gets you there. But that's I mean, that's really, really good in terms of, especially when you're abusing substances. But you can only get to this point if you have had a conversation with yourself, like we mentioned before, that you have to first identify
what's going on,
what the issues are that are causing you all these things. Because if you reduce your alcohol and you don't know what the triggers are, you're going right back.
And when you come back, you might drink
it's
even more.
Worse. It's even worse.
And also looking at drinking problems, we're looking at sometimes other people might point it out, like
you're drinking a bit too much.
It doesn't matter, it's spouse, husband, wife,
or friends. Sometimes with friends it's a joke, because I used to have friends that would bring cases and cases of alcohol for one, just one person, and you think, oh, you're drinking a bit too much, mate. But for some reason we don't identify that as a problem.
Because we think we're having a good time.
We're having a good time,
but in the good time, people are going straight away somewhere and not very good.
Yes.
So, it's being kind of, not being brutal.
Brutal, yes.
But address it like, my friend, I think if you can consume such amount of alcohol in one day, that's a bit
too much. Yeah.
Because also, besides alcohol getting you drunk or giving you enough confidence on the road, it's
just a disaster waiting to happen.
Many health problems associated with it. So by just addressing it, you're not only addressing the depression side of your life, but you're also addressing other health problems that will come with drinking too much. So it's important.
So cutting down is the first step. Look at how much you're consuming. And see where you can reduce, see what time you usually drink and see what you can put in place. So that it reduces the amount of alcohol or intake that you have. If it's any kind of other drugs, look at how much money you're spending on it, or where that money can go. Or do you want to get rid of the numbers of the people that you call for that, to get that stuff that you haven't. All these things could start to help in terms of identifying and reducing,
consumption.
Yes.
And also, we're touching on self-confidence as well. Self-confidence also comes in that area, because if you are confident enough to identify a problem, you can be also confident enough to find a solution.
Yes. It makes it easier.
Yes, and also you can also be able to deal with people that think, you should be drinking more. Then they want to drink with you more. So you should be confident enough to say no.
No, not today.
Guys, today I'm not drinking. Or if I'm drinking such amount, I'm not going to exceed that. And also you won't do certain things after drinking. Because if you can be confident, you're not gonna
get some
speak
idea.
certain ways, maybe try to drive, or maybe think of some interesting things when you're drinking. You know it's going to be dangerous. So it's all those things feed into the kind of confidence you have to
your routine. That urge that you have every morning when you wake up, the things that you like to do, you start losing that. One of the first things you can do, you don't have that drive, is pretty much to force yourself.
I like the word.
You have to force yourself You have to force
If you want
yourself.
to see changes,
You have to force yourself.
There's no another way.
Start again. Remember how it made you feel when you're doing it. I'll give you an example. I like media. I like photography. I like videography. I like walking and just taking in everything around me, especially in the countryside. I mean, we're lucky we live in Yorkshire, so we have the Yorkshire Dales, and we're close to the Peak District, so, and the Lake District as well. So I enjoy driving out there, walking, taking pictures, recording, flying my drone, etc. If I start feeling like I can't be bothered going out, I have to force myself to say, okay,
today it has to be.
Today I have to be in this place and do A, B, C, and D. Give yourself a target.
We need to start to understand that in life, sometimes taking the first step is what matters.
What you need, yes.
Yeah. And when you take the first step, then just know I need to take the second step. Then you started a journey. You're starting a journey. Yeah. Because if you are depressed, if you don't start from somewhere, and it starts with you, within you, you have that motivation. People can bring all sorts of help, leaflets, pamphlets, direct you to the right places.
If you're not ready,
if you don't take the first step,
nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you get even more depressed, then that's when people think, okay, I can take an overdose, I can drink myself to death.
It's a spiral from then.
Yeah, you need to be forceful.
You have to force yourself. Definitely.
Yeah.
So the things that I mean, everybody's got their own. I mean, I know you're a musician. You like your guitars. You like playing music.
Yeah.
And that's you.
Yeah.
So, and for me, it's media. You might have something else that you like doing.
Different. Maybe swimming.
Yes.
Maybe jogging. Maybe you like your pet.
Yes.
Yeah. You talk to birds. You talk to crocodiles. You never know anything that makes you feel better.
If you talk to crocodiles, let me know, because I want to be part of that. That's interesting.
Understanding the language.
Yeah, I would love to come and talk to a few crocodiles in my life.
So just something that interests you. Get out there and try and do it. Develop your skills from there. You might be a skill that you would develop, or a hobby that you enjoy more, and end up being your job at the end of the day. Maybe end up something you use to help others.
Exactly.
So it's important.
Yeah, and one thing that a lot of people, especially people in positions of power, don't realize when they're giving out information to people, is when we say do something that you enjoy, somebody's sitting there going, I don't know what I enjoy.
That's the other thing.
There is someone out there who doesn't know what they actually like doing. In that case, get somebody that you know. If you're in the neighborhood where you're close to your friends and do something, just say, engage. When you're going out tomorrow for your drone flying, I want to come along.
If you're going dog walking,
yes,
can I just
tag along with you?
Yeah.
You have to.
We're going fishing.
Do it.
Can I just get something to try?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would love to. I've never been fishing, actually. Thinking about it, I would love for somebody to. If I knew somebody would go fishing with the boat, I would love to join.
It's the real fishing, by the way, not the other fishing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, proper fishing. We're talking about the.
Some people with ideas.
Yeah, no. We're talking about proper. But you gotta tag along with somebody else that that you know, or. If you're close to us, we can always say, hey, let's try this, let's try that. So for those who don't know what they actually enjoy doing, just
understand yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an indoors person. I like doing things indoors.
Yes.
There's painting, there's books to read, there's movies to watch.
Yeah.
There's DIY to do.
Yes.
And if you're married, if you do DIY, it will make you happy, it will make your wife happy, and it make your kids happy.
Everybody's happy when you do
DIY. And even the all the insects inside the house and everyone will be happy.
Oh, everybody will be happy, definitely. I mean, DIY makes, if one of your issues is if your spouse is probably what you think is causing issues in your mental health issues, that can massively improve your relationship. Trust me, I didn't know I was good at DIY until I started doing my own back garden. And trust me, every single time, my wife would be just standing there, just like a hungry dog waiting to dig into me. And I'm not even making this up. Women love when you do housework. Not housework as in washing dishes and the feminine stuff. I'm talking about
doing dishes. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, but it's that's what they prefer doing.
We need to teach people to do dishes.
No, we're talking about masculine work. They get off on masculine work. So you fixing your lights, you fixing the garden, you fixing the car. They really get off that stuff. So sometimes you don't even understand what you like doing until you start exploring.
Explore. Yeah. Paint something. Look for something to paint. Maybe painting a door. Paint something. Just make something look better.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at things that you love doing.
Looking at one other aspect of life that can massively change mental health. There is a lot of mental health information available. It's important. If you think or you identify something is not right with someone, you can use subtle ways of pushing information to them, giving them more information that is not overwhelming, but just have bits into it that can just be insightful to the person. That
like sharing this video.
You
can share the video. Have you seen these two guys, the random guys on the internet talking about men's mental health?
Just have a look.
Just have a look.
And listen to them. I think we're dishing out good stuff. So if I was someone
watching this, I would be happy. I would click and like and share and subscribe too.
Why not?
Exactly.
We are here to make sure that we save people's lives. Very important.
That is the idea of this channel. Literally is to change and make men better and healthier, happier, and just strive for the best that you can. And the minute you realize, the minute you get in a good mental health state, trust everything just kind of works well, and you aspire for better things, for bigger things, and
you have to do something about it.
So
we will. Another thing that we have to address is we look at nature, environment, versus nurture. How do you nurture people, someone, and how is nature affecting
them?
Affecting the person to be in good mental state. So the environment matters
very much.
Being nurtured by others, mentored by others matters.
In this case, us men,
we're
friends.
trying to talk to you, talk to them, talk to everyone. Guys, let's do this. Let's be talking. Let's share ideas. Let's be engaging.
We're going to talk more, about other, we're talking about, we're giving specific talks in regards to, for example, relationships or work or where you come from or race, diaspora. We're gonna tackle these things individually as we go along, as we grow together, and obviously
we want your comments, your feedback. Subscription is important as well, because when we subscribe, we're supporting the channel. And if you know the channels for the right reasons, we are saving people's lives, making sure that in the homes people live peacefully. Because if people are functional, their mental health is good, they're going to be peaceful, no domestic violence, no beating each other up. People can sit down and talk. If they cannot talk, they will wait and know the right time to talk. These things will happen in a good way.
And we understand that the society has changed. And it's something that everybody should be aware that society has changed in a way that is unprecedented. So we can't keep thinking in the same ways that we used to do 10, 15 years ago.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be absolutely. I mean, society was much. I believe it was much
no one is making an ark and all the animals are being there. It's a beautiful idea.
It was, but now we can't go back, unfortunately. So we have to live in reality and say, look, things have changed. How do we tackle the new world that we as men seem to be kind of excluded from? Because it's always empowerment for the other gender, and which is not bad, but it tends to leave the men outside, and we're not getting the help that we deserve. And now we end up with mental health issues, homelessness, suicide, and joblessness. Also,
addressing empowerment, we must know that we are not against women empowerment
No,
at all.
it's
It's very important. I have a mother, sister, daughter.
Yes.
We want them to be empowered. However, okay, we must make sure that we are not disadvantaging the other gender.
Yes.
We are making sure
We're not
also
excluded.
men are not excluded from the drive
Yes.
for empowerment. And also, we should know that some men from other minorities, they're still in the almost at par with almost the issues
Yes,
that women
that
are being
affecting
empowered.
women. Yes.
They also need that empowerment.
Yes.
So
yeah, and that's a conversation that is completely being ignored, and it's a shame. But we're going to bring it to the table at some point.
that's why we game changing.
Yes.
We want to change stuff.
So this is Game Changers, guys, and thanks for joining us. Until we meet again on the next episode, take care.
Ciao.